Hello everybody, welcome to our February Igniting Souls Fellowship, where today we have a powerful talk that is going to help you be able to be more powerful in your life every day. I'd like to know how many here, whether you're here in person or you're online, welcome, how many here already have a coach? Show of hands. Okay, many people in the room, that's awesome. Go ahead online, if you have a coach, type that in as well. Now, how many here want to be a coach or already are a coach? Okay, we have quite a few in the room. That shows the power of how important it is to have a coach as well as the power of being a coach. And what is it whenever we have coaches that are going to bring something out of us that we're going to be able to bring more to the world? What is it? It's going to be something powerful. It's going to be our message, right? It's going to be allowing for our message to get out there so that we can help others to bring their message out. So today, I want to bring up a coach that I respect, and I'm sure many of you out here do as well, that has helped me to bring my message out. And he is going to share with us today how to find a coach, how to be a coach, and how to get more clients than you can even handle. How many of you want to hear this today? Give me with a show of hands. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to welcome up, without further ado, our Chief Igniter, Carrie Oberbrunner.
All right. Yeah. Welcome. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Good. Well, listen, you guys braved the cold here today. I know other people are watching from different parts of the world, so I would love to hear where other people are from. Anybody from outside of the Columbus area? Renee, I know we have Chris who traveled. You traveled from where? Cincinnati. Awesome. Fantastic. We got a whole Cincinnati crowd here. A lot of times we get some UK friends as well, some different countries. We'll do some audio tests too. Can you guys make sure that, Erica, can you ask them if they can hear me as well? That'd be great. Here's what we're going to discover today. You guys ready? We are going to discover what qualities to look for in a master coach. How many of you want to be a master coach? Anybody? All right. Now listen, they can't hear your hands, so you got to be a little bit audible. How many people want to be a master coach in the room? All right, okay. See, we got real people in the room. All right. How many of you want to launch your own coaching business simply and effectively? Yeah? All right. And number 3, here's the big one. How many of you want to secure more coaching clients than you can even handle? Is this true? Yeah. This is true for me. When I first started, I was begging God for a coaching client. All right, and I found Linda Autka and Jill Scott and Joel Kessel and a few of those early coaching clients that I got. Now I don't even take on coaching clients, and it's not because, I'm all that. It's because I met David, and David and I have created systems and processes so that we can actually now have online programs, events, you name it, right? A lot of you are in those programs and events. So we are here today, and our passion, I always got to start with the vision, right? Rick Warren says that you got to remind people of vision every 28 days. So first of all, that's your first tip. If you have a tribe, are you casting vision with your tribe every 28 days? It's called the Nehemiah principle. There's an ancient story where this guy Nehemiah was supposed to build walls, and the people kind of faded the vision. Vision leaks. Oh, Andy Stanley says that. Vision leaks. That means that if you are not recasting vision to your tribe, they will forget. Do you guys agree? You guys agree? Yeah. That's why my role is to truly be the visionary. That is my goal. Eric, I know you're online now. Anybody joining us as well today? Yeah, where do we got people from today? Awesome. Florida and New York. How many of you would like to be in Florida today? Yeah? All right. New York, Florida, awesome. Bunch of different people. So here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do. Our goal is to ignite 10 million souls by 2020, so I'd like for you guys to share this, okay? I'd like for you guys to share this live stream right now. If you're here in the room, you can do that by going to Carrie Oberbrunner Author, and that's actually where we're live streaming this right now. I'm going to give you guys a ton of content, a ton of value today. In addition to that, we're going to give away a gift for everybody who shares. So Erica, make sure you drop in the link here in a moment. Here's what we're going to give away to you guys. This is how to launch a book and earn 6 figures in 6 weeks. Now you might say, that is crazy. Are you serious? Yeah, with a fiction book. How many of you were at the Elixir Project book release? Anybody? You watched it online? Excellent. Okay, a lot of you were in person. This is actually the 12-step plan on how we did that. So how did we do that? With 12 simple steps. And I don't know if you can see this in the corner. David's been working hard, but we have later today at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's a busy day. Is this true? It's a busy day. So at 1 p.m. Eastern today, I'm doing a live webinar, and so far we have 4,000. I did this at about 5 a.m., so who knows what it's at, but I think we're going to top 5,000 people later today at 1 p.m. for this training. So go ahead, Eric, and drop that in if you can. What I'm going to teach you guys at 1 p.m. is how I partnered with Hollywood celebrities. Would it be cool to partner with Hollywood celebrities for anything? Yeah? Would that be cool? How to get booked on TV, radio, and podcasts. What the most profitable authors do. I don't know if you guys know, but Dean, who's the pastor here, his book comes out in March 15th. He's doing a second book in the Your Next 30 Days series. Guess how many he already pre-sold? 5,000. 5,000. And there's a strategy and a technique. And Dean and I are going to do some teaching here soon on how he did that. But also you're going to get later today how to turn readers into committed clients, why most authors fall short and never go pro, why events like book parties, right? How many of you guys ever been to a book party, right? Why events like book parties create energy in sales, how to make your book relevant to current events. That's called newsjacking. That's what you guys should do no matter what you do. You guys should be newsjacking with your product, with your business. How many of you have ever been on news, radio, podcasts? Anybody? Okay, awesome. It's one thing when you're the center of the plate. It's another thing when you're talking about a story that's relevant and your book relates. Does that make sense? So if your book's on marriage and there's a big celebrity divorce that's happening, that's called newsjacking. They may actually bring you in as the speaker. So you're awesome with art, correct? So if there was a story like, hey, let's say May, I'm making this up, but let's say May is art appreciation, okay? Lee could newsjack that story and have her art be featured, correct? All right, awesome. So anyway, at 1 p.m. we're going to be doing all kinds of good stuff. How many of you are a triple threat? Anybody? Anybody a triple threat here today? Now, you don't know what the triple threat is, but you're like, I want to be a triple threat. How many of you want to be a triple threat? All right. Here's what a triple threat is. Number 1, it's an author. Number 2, it's a coach. And number 3, it's a speaker. So these are the triple threats. How many of you now realize, you know what, I am a triple threat? Anybody? Okay. So an author, a coach, and a speaker. I think that this is so powerful because it's different mediums of communication. Does this make sense? Is an author a communicator? What do you guys think? Is a coach a communicator? Is a speaker a communicator? Yes, fantastic. Awesome. Well, when you have all three put together, I believe that your focus can be intense. It's like kind of saying the difference between sunlight and a laser. When you're an author, coach, and speaker, you are a triple threat. Because think about it. You could be on stage, and you can say, hey, my books are in the back. Right? You can be coaching somebody, and you can say, you know what, you really need to get my book as we coach through this process. As a author, you get booked to speak. You see what I'm saying? I mean, this is really a triple threat, and we're going to talk about that today. But how many of you were here yesterday, not here, but you watched the audiobook launch? Any of you? We launched Your Secret Name audiobook launch, and I just want to thank you guys for that. It was fun. It was absolutely fun, and I just know that. How many of you are coaches? Raise your hand. How many of you are authors or aspiring authors? Raise your hand. How many of you are speakers? Raise your hand. So we got a lot of triple threats in the room, and I think that once you begin to play with those three pieces, it can be incredibly powerful. Today I'm going to be talking about the top of the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole lot more underneath. So I'm going to give my very best today. We have a guest speaker as well. He's not going to speak, or she, for a long time, but they're in the room. They might not even know they're speaking. No, I'm kidding. I won't do that to you. I won't do that to you. But underneath today's topic, there's a lot more content. And so at the end, we're going to talk about that as well. All right, let's jump right in. I'll read this to you, and I'll put on my glasses as I read it to you because it is pretty small. But I wanted to take a picture of the actual email that I got. You ready for this? This was panicky. This person emailed me panicky back a few years ago. I resigned my position as blank at the end of March to get out of an unhealthy staff situation, and I want to go full-time into my coaching and training business. While I had some good momentum heading towards my April 1st launch date to go full-time, I've experienced rejection or postponed proposals that have left me in a bit of a tailspin. I'm not sure how to generate coaching clients. Any insights would be greatly appreciated. As I pinged this person back, I could tell they were panicked. Why? Because they had a family, and they were the main provider. You guys sense the urgency? So I thought, how in the world can I help this person? How can I help this person who literally has kids that may not have a home, has kids that may not have food? So I thought, man, how can I help this person? So I kind of said to this person, well, what's your plan? And this person said, well, my plan is if I can't get coaching clients in a few weeks, I'm going to go work as a hotel clerk for $8.35. Now, last time I checked, does $8.35 an hour help your kids that much? Anybody? No. Now, is there anything wrong with $8.30? I'm glad this guy was saying I'm going to do that and not hold a sign, right? I'm glad this guy said, you know what, I care about my family so much. And listen, I know we've all been in jobs that we know is not our final resting place, correct? So there, we heard an amen over there. So there's nothing wrong with working. In fact, I think, listen, I've been a bus driver back when I was in college. I worked at a coffee shop. I did landscaping. I did siding. I mean, you name it. Okay, I've done things to provide. But what I also know is that usually when we're doing those jobs, are we fully engaged? Why? Because we know it's not our passion. We feel like we're just doing a job. Now, I get it. We can talk ourselves into it, and we should. And we should show up filled up, and we should be engaged. But I knew this gentleman was worth more than $8.35. I knew this guy had tons of talent. He just didn't know it, and the people didn't know it. True? All right, so what did we do? What did I do? I said, listen, man, do I have your permission to give you a fictitious name, and do I have a permission to record a podcast where I literally blast you? And this guy's like, yes. Because I said, listen, man, I'm pretending you're like my brother, you're my sister, and I'm just going to hit you hard. Are you sure you're okay with that? So we gave this person the name John. All right, this is a true story. Some of you are like, are you being serious? Absolutely true story. I don't know what episode we're on right now, like in the hundreds and hundreds, but this was episode 66, so this was a few years ago. Guess what became the number two downloaded episode of all times? John's podcast. People have started emailing in, who's John? Who's John, man? I want to know who this John guy is. The third one is how to create a killer coaching business as your side hustle. So for some reason, I don't know if you caught that, David, number 2 and number 3, coaching, is our number 2 and number 3 top downloaded podcasts of all times. Does that say something? I don't know. I think it says there's a need. I think there's a market for this. So what's my next slide? I don't want to reveal this person yet, but here's this person. And they're in the room. They're in the room. Do you guys want to hear the before and after story? Yes. Okay? All right, let's bring up. Big round of applause. Ready? Let's bring up Chris McClure. Yeah. Awesome. Good to see you, Chris. We got to stay in this little gray box here. So here's why I brought you here today, because, well, first of all, when you wrote that email, tell us what was going through your head, man.
A lot of junk, a lot of mental clutter, a lot of head stuff, a lot
Yeah.
of fear,
Yeah.
vision,
Okay.
but trepidation.
Okay.
Because I had no clue how to do it.
Yeah.
How to get where I saw the vision.
Okay. What year was this?
2016, almost 3 years ago now.
Almost 3 years ago. Okay. Tell me about the hotel thing. You know, was that like, when you thought about doing that, how did you feel?
Well, I felt like I had to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked to my wife, and even she was hesitant for me to do it, even in the situation we were in, just because it was a 3 to 11 shift.
Check this out. 3 to 11.
Yeah. So my wife's a teacher. My kids are in school. You know, basically, I'd get them on the bus, and then I wouldn't see them until the next morning because of my schedule. You know,
Yeah.
Not overlapping with it. I mean, it was
Yeah.
like they would be in school, I'd go to work, and then so it was just not a good thing for
Yeah.
the family. But I felt like I had to do something.
Yeah.
And so I did it for 3 months.
You did it for 3 months.
Yeah.
Interesting. How was it?
You know, I wouldn't want to do it again.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it put me in the business community that I learned a lot.
Okay.
And so I really saw it as part of my journey.
Yeah.
And because later at night, I actually got a lot of time to read and to grow,
Yeah.
work on my personal growth, sitting in the office while
Yeah.
things were kind of calm. So you know, it was definitely part of the path that I've been on.
Sure.
But it was definitely hard.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm a family guy at heart. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. So it wasn't the income, it wasn't the job, but it was not seeing your family.
Yeah.
How many days a week was it?
We probably did. I mean, anywhere from 4 to 5.
4 to 5 days a
days
week.
depending on
Okay.
the week. Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel guilty?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what did you hear when you heard that podcast?
Well, I needed the truth. You're right. I mean, I think
Okay.
that was one of the things when we talked about it before the podcast. Even is I needed the wake up call, and I was feeling like a victim.
Yeah.
And this was right when I learned of you like in January, and this was like April, I think.
Okay.
When we had this conversation, and I was just getting used to hearing some of the things you were saying and the victim versus victor mindset.
Yeah.
And that was one of the first things you said is you're not a victim. Don't be a victim here.
Yeah.
And I made a choice
Mm-hmm.
that I had to own to step away from the situation I was in. But then I felt like a victim because I couldn't, like the world was against me kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I wasn't getting the clients. And I felt like, honestly, I mean, it was a crisis of faith in a level because I felt like, God had given me this vision about what I could do and what I should do. And then I couldn't get the clients to do it. So I'm thinking, what in the world? Like, did I hear God wrong? Did I miss something? What's going on?
How many of you have ever been in a crisis? Yeah? 2 hands. She's saying yes. I hear you. So you guys all sense the crisis? Yeah, I mean, this was a crisis. When I did this podcast, man, I was like, all right, you're my brother, or you're my sister, or you're my mom or dad, and I'm gonna lay it down. Was there anything that you can remember? I know it was like 3 years ago, but even the proposal deadline principle that maybe I taught you. I don't know if I taught you in that, but what were some tips? What changed? A mindset, or what changed?
Yeah, so mindset for sure. A friend of mine also, one of our tribe members, Mark Williams, he pointed me to a devotional reading, actually in My Utmost for His Highest, where
Awesome.
Oswald Chambers talks about that God will give you a vision, but then you have to go into this valley to be battered into the person you need to be to achieve the vision. And that was the game changer for me.
Power of the tribe.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so it was this idea that I wasn't who I needed to be yet to achieve the results I wanted.
That's awesome.
So it became this, it shifted my mindset completely because I realized it wasn't that God was against me, it wasn't that the world was against me and that people didn't want to work with me. It was like I had a lot of growing to do myself in order to become who I need to become to do what I had the vision for.
Yeah. You still working at the hotel?
No.
So it's February 13th, and I think we chatted the other day, and if you're comfortable sharing, what's your billable business for 2019 so far?
Yeah, so as of right before January was even over, I had $60,000 worth of contracts already signed for this year. So with 2 other companies that want to talk to me about doing something later, like I got another call next week, and then another call next month that these people are saying, we want to work with you, it's a timing issue.
Yeah.
Call us in a few weeks so we can get it nailed down.
Okay. So besides those other ones, you got 60,000 billable
Yeah.
business. Yeah. Is that pretty cool? Yeah? All right. Stay here a second. That's cool. So, and now let's look a little bit at your bio here, but I see clarity. I know it's tough to read, but we'll share slides with people or whatever. But I look at this, you got the triple threat going on right there. You're working on your future book, but what happened to get clarity?
Yeah, so I think a lot of it was trying to just understand who my audience really needed to be.
Interesting.
One of the things that I discovered about myself was I have a passion for leadership, and so I've been a growing leader for more than 20 years as a pastor. So I've always been hungry for growing as a leader.
Sure.
And so I started to look around the marketplace and go, who needs what I have to offer? Who needs what I know? And what I started to see was it's really senior level leaders and business owners that are wanting to grow, successful businesses, or they've been elevated to C-level vice president type positions, but they're struggling in leadership because they didn't really get trained as leaders to be in those roles.
Okay.
And so a lot of it was that, and I started working with a company about 18 months ago, and I started to look at why did they hire me? What am I seeing in that? And I've been working with these senior managers for a year and a half, and they started to give me my model, I guess, of what I could replicate over and over again.
Awesome.
And so they keep, like they tripled their investment this year from last year.
Wow.
And then I got a connection from LinkedIn, somebody that I didn't even know about contacted me right before Christmas and said, hey, we'd like to talk to you about executive coaching for our organization. So we talked like the day after Christmas, met with the president and senior vice president like a week later, and they didn't even blink at my contract proposal, which I thought, man, I should have done higher.
But when you put that number
before
they said, were you a little bit scared?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And actually, I left money on the table, offering something that I will never do again. Like
Okay.
I won't leave it on the table next time.
So it's all learning experience.
But it was a fear, like if I do that too, they might say no.
Okay.
But they didn't. I mean, the only thing they wanted to tweak a little bit in the proposal, but it wasn't something significant. But it was like they didn't even talk about the price.
Wow.
And within 48 hours, they had signed the contract, and this week is my week of onboarding their officers on their company.
Fantastic.
So.
Isn't that cool? All right. Awesome. Good job, man. Good job. Well, tell you what, Chris, come on up here back again. My bad. I see another slide. My bad. So let's give him a hand again. Yeah. Now he's got a nice ego. No, I'm kidding. So you know that what we do special for certain people that get certified on all three of our courses. If they get certified on all three and get 50 paid hours, they become a master level coach. So how did that feel for you to be one of, I think there's 8 in the tribe out of thousands? How did that feel for you, and like what has that done to your psychology?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it is just that it's realizing that while I have felt like a failure at times, or while I felt like I haven't been successful yet, I started to realize that I'm a lot farther down the road than other people that are in the journey as well.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't a comparison thing about I'm better than anybody. It was like, but I realized I'm not where I thought I was. Like I've had a low view of myself or where my success has been, and I realized that these programs have been instrumental in my life, and whether I'm teaching them specifically or they're just a part of my conversations with my clients, they are influencing the outcomes and the lives of the people that I'm coaching. So for me, it's been, I realize I've got tools in my toolbox that I can really help people with, and realize that, I feel, because of my vision being as big as it is, and I don't feel like I'm anywhere close to that yet. Fantastic. But I'm on the path.
You're on the
right?
path.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being a master level coach. All right, awesome. So here's the thing. I know a bunch of you are certified in either your secret name, the deeper path, or day job to dream job. We let Chris keep his entire brand. I mean, Chris is his brand. These are just tools for his toolbox. And he keeps 100% of everything that he makes from these. They are simply tools. But I'm going to ask Erica to share a link here. This is something we rolled out in about 2019, but these people have all certified on all three, and then they've gotten 50 paid hours of coaching. They've kept all the money, but they've gotten 50 paid hours. And then what we do is we kind of highlight them, because David and I, we don't take on coaching anymore. We just don't have the bandwidth. So you know some of these people, they're amazing. And what you can do is, if you'd like to become one and you're certified in all three, get those 50 hours, okay? Because that allows us to push our brand on you and say, hey, we're going to lend our name on you. But the other cool thing is that we have this application where some people watching or some people in the room might say, I want one of these people to be my one-on-one coach. And there's a whole application here that you basically can fill out, and we'll pair you up with the person that you want or the person that we think you might be a good fit for. So if you desire that one-on-one relationship, remember, today's theme is how to be a coach, get a coach, and get more clients than you can handle. So this is the little segment on getting a coach, because I know that if you don't get a coach, you're doing it solo. And when you do it solo, you have blind spots. All right? So let's go back now into talking about how can you guys create qualities around becoming a master coach. And here's the number one thing. Do you know what the number one thing I think it takes to be a master level coach? You ready for this? It's one of my favorite words. Starts with a C. Anybody? Clarity. I truly believe that if you want to be a master level coach, you need clarity. Why? How dare we say, hire me as I lead you in a way where I don't know where I'm going. You see the hypocrisy there? Hey guys, pay me some money, a nice fee, follow me as I lead you into confusion. Do you think that coaching relationship's going to be long term? What do you think? No. I think that clarity is the most important thing for you as you want to establish yourself as a coach in the marketplace. So now the question is, how do I differentiate myself? Because if you go into a room and you say, hey, I'm a life coach. If Geico can do a spoof commercial, which I don't know, we should watch it. We should actually watch it. But I think the commercial is, some guy up in front saying he's a life coach, and you have potential, and you have potential, and you have potential. Listen, that's not how it's done. That's not how it's done. We're going to show you how it's done. But you need to differentiate yourself. Are you working with men? Are you working with women? Are you working with entrepreneurs? Are you working with gymnastic, sports, young athletes who need the psychology of showing up filled up on the mat? You see what I'm saying? I mean, you can niche down and specialize. I know voice coaches, right? I know audio coaches. I mean, you can literally niche this thing down so much so that you become known in the marketplace. So, you know the formula. You've heard it before. If not, take a picture of this. If you're online right now, I want to give you some love, give you some props. Type in your VPS. Go ahead, drop it in. Erica, if you don't mind putting that master level coach link as well, that'd be great, and the podcast link for the coach episode. But clarify your VPS. Clarity attracts, confusion repels. I am blank, who helps blank, do or understand blank, so that blank. Is there anybody in the room that has theirs? Yeah? All right, Dow, come on up. Is there anybody else after Dow who's got their VPS? Renee, do you have yours? You're changing it? All right, do you kind of know it, or you tweaking a little bit? You're tweaking? Anybody else? Okay. Let's have Dow, and then I'll share mine with you. But Dow, you don't even have notes.
I don't.
All right.
I've been working.
Okay, what is it?
I am a relational arts instructor.
Relational arts instructor. Anybody ever hear that before? That's a good thing. All right, keep going.
Who helps leaders to learn the soft skills to be able to create, build, and sustain a thriving life with others.
Fantastic. Boom. And where's your black belt? You got it at
I wore
home?
it last night when I spoke, and so it's in the laundry.
Awesome. But you did speak?
I spoke for a group of FFA leaders.
Awesome.
And I wore my gi top and
Yeah.
did my thing.
The Black Belt Relationship Academy.
Relationship Black Belt Academy. Yeah.
Relationship Black Belt.
RBBA.
I love it. Awesome. Good stuff. All right. Awesome. And then notice it took them 6 months. This isn't something that you just, sit down in 5 minutes and crank out. It might be, but then what you're going to do is you're going to tweak it, kind of like what Renee was saying. You guys want to see mine from 2014? Do you guys want to see that one? It's kind of bad. But I was on the path. I was on the path. You see what I'm saying? Clarity comes with action. So here is mine. You got to love the fireworks, man. Okay? You got to love the fireworks. It's not that off, but there's some fundamental things that I think if this was my VPS, my influence and impact and income level was probably here for a reason. So those of you who know me, how is this a little bit different than my current one? Anybody know? A lot different? Okay. So there's some structural things that are similar. What are some words that are not in my current one? Disoriented. Discouraged. Disengaged. Now, what if I stood up on a big platform and said, hey, all the disoriented, all the discouraged, and all the disengaged come to me? Do you see? Yeah. Do you see the problem? The problem is that does anyone want to self-identify as that? No. Okay? Now, there's nothing about unhackability in there, right? There's nothing about clarity in there. See? That's the key. See, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I was basically selling identity, purpose, and direction. Identity, purpose, and direction. That's still core. But do you want to see the new one now? Okay, let's go see the new one now. Here's the new one, okay? I am an author, coach, and speaker that helps people clarify. So what are people actually buying when they hire me? Clarity. You catch that? That is what the currency is that I offer. Clarity around who they are, why they're here, where they're going, so they can become a soul on fire, experience unhackability. Just wait, that brand's going to be kicking here. But what is that about, by the way? Unhackability. The book that I wrote. Elixir Project? Yeah. So I've been letting that seed grow for a few years. Get ready. Get ready, okay? Experience unhackability and share their message with the world. What's share their message with the world that we sell? Author Academy Elite. And what's the other side of that? Business Academy Elite. You guys see that? Here's the secret, and I'll show you in a few minutes. But we are selling a VPS that then has pathways. So ask yourself, just because I have a nice VPS on the wall, when people say, wow, that sounds awesome, how can you help me get clarity around who I am? Well, guess what? I got a product for that, right? You see what I'm saying? If you have a VPS, but then there's a disconnect, you're not going to make influence, impact, and income. It's like Apple saying, we're going to create, our VPS is to create amazing state-of-the-art tools so people can communicate with others. And then you're like, awesome, where is that tool? And they're like, we don't have it, okay? Do you think Apple's going to be valuable? No, but that's what we do. That's what we do. We create these beautiful VPSs, and then people say, I'm in. Where do I sign up? And we're like, that's a good question. Or they say, where can I pay? And you're like, ooh, I don't have a PayPal. I'm not even saying you need a website. But do you have a way that if somebody says, I want to hire you, you can actually log into PayPal for 5 minutes, set up a user and password account, and then you invoice them? Listen, don't overthink it, okay? Or Chase, what is it, Quick Pay or something? I mean, I don't care what it is, or a Square with your iPhone. if you don't have a square for your iPhone or some way that you can receive money, you're not ready for business. Is this true? I mean, that's the type of energy I spoke to Chris on that podcast. I'm like, don't tell me, man, that you want to be a coach when people can't even pay you to be a coach. You see what I'm saying? All right, next one. So this was about 2016. Do you think our influence, impact, and income has grown since 2014? Since 2016? Yeah, right? Some of you have been following us that long. Here's where clarity comes with. Clarity comes with action. You don't sit in a room and say, okay, I'm at Starbucks. Clarity, come to me. Come to me. Now listen, clarity is going to come to you at Starbucks as you take action. Notice what Chris said. I didn't even know you worked at the hotel for 3 months. That was a surprise to me, right? But he said, I was there for 3 months. What was he doing in those 3 months? What did he say? Learning. He's like, thank you, God, for uninterrupted time from the kids, even though I feel guilty, so I can read and grow. You see what he did? He actually started taking action. Did you send out proposals in that time? You said you actually became known in the business community. So yeah, you're doing it. Awesome. That's why he's where he is today, right? 40 days into the year, and he's already got $60,000 of contracts already. So I get this term from a guy named Dan Sullivan, but it's called unique ability, okay? And this is new. I've never shared this. I haven't even shared this with David, okay? I haven't even shared this with my wife, what I'm about to share. But define your role. So I believe that, yes, I have a VPS, but then as you build a team around you, right? David's built a team around him. He's got Janine and a whole group of people, Brenda and Tim and all kinds of people. I now have a team around me. So the unique thing for my role, in other words, the business will not work if I do not do this thing. You ready? You guys ready? This took me a while. All right. This is what I do. I ignite people and projects to action. That is my role. That is what I can do that hardly anybody else can do. I ignite people and projects to action by creating clarity, content, and collaboration. You guys see that? That's my unique ability. In other words, it's not I write books. Millions of people write books, right? It's not I speak. This is the unique little thing. I can't sing. I can't garden. I can't do so many things. Can't cook. But what I can do is I can ignite people and projects to action by creating clarity, content, and collaboration. True? You guys seen this? All right. So what's your unique ability? And if you're saying, what is my unique? What is the definition again? What is the thing that only you can do? That's a great exercise for you guys to do. What is the thing that only I can do? Yes, your value proposition statement is why people hire you in the marketplace. It's why they pay you money. But then after they pay you money, what is the unique role that only you can do? You cannot hire this out. You cannot go find somebody on Fiverr or Upwork to do this. Okay? It makes sense? You guys like that? All right. So let's go to the next one now. So, what are the qualities to look for in a master coach? It was one word. What is it? Clarity. Cool. You guys ready for the next one? How to launch your own coaching business simply and effectively. You ready? Nobody's ready for this one. All right, should we reteach the old one? All right, you ready for this one? Okay. How to launch your own coaching business simply and effectively. I think I come from good company when I use this article. Okay, this isn't like, oh, Kerry had this thought on his back porch drinking whatever, kombucha, whatever, who knows, I don't know. Now, this is Harvard Business Review, what coaches can do for you. What can coaches do for you? This is a massive report that they issued, okay? And they did all kinds of research. And do you know what the number 2 reason is why people hire coaches? What do you think? I'll share the answer with you, but let's just take some guesses. What's the number 2 reason? What do you think? Why people hire a coach?
They want to change to a different situation for themselves.
They want change. I like that. That's good. Anybody else want to add to that? What about online? Anybody online? Why do people hire coaches? Harvard Business Review surveyed a huge group of coaches, businesses. Overcome obstacles? Direction? I love it. I love it. By the way, what's your name again? Greg. Awesome. Great to have you here. Did you message me the other day? Sweet. And you took it. See, I love this. Look at that, man. All right, listen. We got a gift for you. We got a gift for you. You got it, Erica? You got one of the books here? Day Job to Dream Job? That is cool. That is cool. I think we got some Day Job to Dream Job books somewhere. Accountability, fantastic. Thank you very much. So this gentleman, by the way, this is what I do. So he responded. How did you even find us? I don't even know, man. An ad? How'd you find us, Greg? How'd you find out about us?
I talked to someone. I'm a paid speaker.
You're a paid speaker, okay.
I grew up with 6 black kids in Columbus, Ohio.
Wow.
Radio, his name is Les Brown. So
Les Brown.
I speak all my life.
Yeah.
The easiest thing I've ever done was make $1 million, make it out of my 1 of 15 children. I only want to go past the 9th grade.
Wow.
13 years ago in the restaurant business.
Okay.
The first thing I've ever done here was showing up in that front door.
Why?
Well, I grew up on Parsons Avenue.
Okay.
I'll put it bluntly.
Yeah.
I have 7 brothers, all in prison, 1 on death row since 1982. Most of my sisters are prostitutes. At 8 years old, I saw my father-in-law. My father come in my house, heard a boom, saw him there, and he had a gun and a bottle we know now as Jack Daniels.
Wow.
At the bottom of the floor, stairs, and he said, "Boy, that's what happens when you open your effing mouth."
Wow.
I didn't speak till I was 12. I didn't ask my wife of 31 years to marry me, even though we went to high school together on the south end of Columbus.
Wow.
But because Les Brown pushed me, told me, "Young man, you're shy just around people you don't know."
Yeah.
Now I'm not shy anymore. So he told me to join this thing called Toastmasters.
Love it.
I fought him for 8 years. I told him he's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not a speaker.
Okay.
5 months I was in Vegas competing for the World Championship of Public Speaking. 2016, I left Toastmasters. I still thought they were just giving me something. They were feeling sorry for me.
Sure.
2017, I went back and I got a standing ovation. 20 minutes before, one of my brothers hung himself in prison.
Wow.
I went to Vancouver, Canada, and I don't wear suits. I wear what you see. I speak as the big dreamer.
Yeah.
They call me a big dreamer.
I love it.
I'm going to be the one to make it out. So my job now is get people, high school students,
Yeah.
adults, to get them to understand there is nothing that they cannot do because it's true. If this boy from South End,
Yeah.
1 of 15 can do it, then anybody can do it.
All right.
And that's the thing as companies I've
Yeah.
now, I was the 2nd largest Subway owner
Yeah.
in Ohio at one time. So I tell people,
I'll tell you what, man. Let's give Greg a hand, and I'll tell you why I cut you off. Let's give him a hand. We got the live stream. They can't even see or hear you. No, you're fine. So we're live streaming here. But Greg, we're going to talk to Greg after because this dude is on fire. And I'm so glad you came. And you came and you said, even though you have an amputation, it sounds like you're an amputee. I mean, is this what it takes? I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing. So thank you for being here. And let's talk after, okay? Awesome. I was getting the clue that they couldn't hear you, so it's all good. Here's the number 2 reason. The number 2 reason right here, guys, is clear methodology. Do you think that echoes what I was saying about clarity? When people hire a coach, here's what they want to know. Are we just going to sit down and have coffee? Or do you have a clear methodology? Do you have a clear methodology of what transformation you're going to take me through? Does that make sense? So that's why I'm so passionate about these 3 courses is because, look, you don't need to go through some massive certification that takes, $30,000 and 10 years of your life. We say, just like Greg, do you got passion? Do you got a heart to serve? Do you got clarity? If so, here's the tools. And now you go coach people. So according to Harvard, check it out. Number 1 was experience. Well, some of us don't have that. So 4 points less is clear methodology. Isn't that crazy? You might think, oh, 100% of why people are hired is because they have experience. No, 65% is that they have experience in similar settings. 4 points less, I don't care if they have experience, do they have a clear methodology? Is that cool or what? Because so many times we think, well, I don't have 50 years of coaching. And you know what? I would argue that you actually do have experience. You just weren't called a coach. Make sense? Awesome. Okay, let's keep going here. This is why, again, we have teams, and these teams, we basically hand people the coaching content. And I just wanted to say, again, I highlighted this, but I highlighted it literally, create a product for your VPS. I mean, if you say, Carrie, what's my assignment today? Okay, number one, come up with your unique ability. The thing that only you can do. Okay? I mean, if you want action items today, what's the only thing you can do? Your unique ability. What's your value proposition statement? Number two, why are people giving you money? Number three, once they give you money, what is your product or service? If you can answer those three questions, guys, then all you're saying is, how do I get traffic? And that's a lot easier. Traffic is easier to get once you have clarity. Otherwise, you just create a bunch of hype and people show up and they're like, okay, what do you got? And you're like, nothing, right? Super Bowl, halftime show. No, I'm kidding. All right, just kidding. All right, maybe you like them. No. So let's keep rolling here. This is why, again, borrow it from us. Take your own course, but do you see how, do you see the branding that it took, right? Green, who am I? Blue, why am I here? Orange, where am I going? People are asking, who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going? People are asking you. Lee, what's the question people are asking you? How do I create beautiful art? Yeah? Susan, what's a question people are asking you? How do I get healthy and lose weight? Awesome, because you got. I tell people the area of your deepest wound is often the area of your greatest impact. So I know that comes from you, right, Susan? Renee, what question are people asking you?
How can I stop comparing myself with others?
Ooh, that's good. You think there's a brand for that? How can I stop comparing myself with others? Jeff Felder, what are people asking you? How do I automate my business? Young man that I forget your name. Quentin, I love that name. By the way, Quentin, that name is like in all the amazing medieval books that I read as a kid. Is that true or what? I wanted to have the name. Okay, but anyway, what are people asking you? Ooh, that's good. So you could be an anxiety coach. Maybe you are. Maybe you're like, duh, Carrie, I already am. Okay, that's cool. But you see what I'm saying? What are people asking you? Why is that powerful? When somebody asks you something, what does that say about them? And what does it say about you? Yeah, they perceive you to be the solution to that. Otherwise, they wouldn't ask you. Pretty cool? All right. Identity, purpose, and direction. This is the kind of the Igniting Souls trilogy, if you will. And then what we did is we put a brand around it. We said there's a soul on fire when you answer, who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going? Identity, purpose, and direction. Make sense? All right. So what I want to encourage you guys to do is, some of you might be saying, I want to be a coach, not I want to get a coach. Remember, today's theme is, how do I be a coach, get a coach, and get more clients than I can handle. We're going to spend most of our time on get more clients than you can handle. But to get a coach, go to the link, right? The Master Coach link. To become a coach, if you want to get certified on our things, fantastic. It's just carryoverburner.com/teams. Would love to have you apply. We don't take everybody, but we look and see what your goals are, what your passion is, what you want to do with the content, and then we, have an interview process, and then if it's a good fit, you'll become a coach. But you ready for the third and final one, guys? Who wants more clients than they can handle? Anybody? All right. You guys are saying, shut up, that's what I want. Okay. All right, here we go. Ready? Number one. You need to show up filled up. everywhere you go. And I'm going to give you some tips here, because you've heard me say that before. Some of you have the t-shirt, right? Show up, filled up. But you need some tips, all right? Here's what's very important. This is new. A well-lived and well-loved life is the best billboard for your coaching services. I've heard the well-lived thing, but what about the well-lived and the well-loved? Make sense? So if you guys say, you know what, how can I get people to hire me? Okay, that's what happens when you, true story, by the way, not for you, but there was once a gentleman, I just heard this on an audiobook this week. There was once a gentleman, The Magic of Thinking Big, written over 100 years ago, I believe. That's the one I'm listening to now. And it's interesting. Times have changed in the last 100 years. He wouldn't even say the word H-E-L-L in his book. Isn't that interesting? Like back 100 years ago, you couldn't even say anything, basically. He just said H. And like his audience knew that. Would you like to be back in, some of us would like to be back in that time. But anyway, so it's interesting to read a book that's very, very old because the concepts have changed. But here's the true story. The author was standing at a hotel, and the gentleman in front of him ripped the hotel person guy to shreds and said, "Where is my room? I asked for a double, a queen double, and blah, blah, blah." And the gentleman said, "Actually, sir, we have your telegram," I think it was back then, that says in your own handwriting that you wanted, well, that's not true, and da-da-da-da. I mean, he ripped him up and cussed him out. And then when he was done and said, "I'm never coming into this institution again," the author of the book comes up and says, "Hello." And the gentleman says, "Why, hello, sir. How may I serve you?" And the guy's shocked that he hasn't even been rattled. And he's like very impressed. And he says to the gentleman, like, "How are you not rattled after that man just gave you the worst cussing treatment I've ever heard?" And the man goes on to say, "Sir, I'm sure he's a pretty good guy underneath. He probably is upset at something, and he's taking it out on me." Wow. Now, you think that guy showed up, filled up? Both of them did. The guy who cussed did too, but a different show up, filled up. But here's the point. That's salesmanship. That's the type of salesmanship that you can't even pitch. Make sense? You guys, people are watching us. People are watching us all the time, everywhere. You guys have heard some of my crazy stories. Walking into Cracker Barrel, walking out with somebody sign up for AAE. Her name's Milka. She lives locally here. Another, John Ali on an airplane. I mean, this is what happens. And I'm not saying, ooh, I get it all the time, because trust me, I don't. If my kid is misbehaving in the store, I might not show up filled up, But the point is this. A well-lived and well-loved life is the best billboard for your coaching services. I would argue to you guys today, because everyone has a pocket video in their hands, especially today, like we need to be on. Does this make sense? I mean, you cut somebody off and they have their smartphone up and you do some things you're not happy with, you don't know. The higher you go, the more people are going to just try to mess with you. Make sense? So that's why, we need to be people that do the tough work. There's a counseling term where it's called projection, where you're angry at your boss and you come home and yell at the kids, right? Or you're angry at the cop and you yell at blah, blah, blah. It's projection. And with the way videos are today and Big Brother and everything, like we are always being watched. And don't take that as a, oh my gosh, that's a burden. Take it as, oh my gosh, that's an opportunity. Because most people aren't prepared for that. Make sense? Most people aren't thinking about being on at all times. But you guys have that opportunity. All right, here's what I say. Here's the 2 actions you can take on this slide. Feel free to take a picture. Feel free to write it down. My blind spots are. Now, if you go in the mirror and say, "Hey, Carrie, what are my blind spots?" Do you think the mirror is going to talk to you? Do you think you're going to know? Who do you think you need to ask? A coach. right? David's being coached this year. David's been being coached for a long time. How many years has Bill been coaching you? 4 or 5? Okay. I'm being coached by a guy named Dan. Okay. Ask the guy or the girl who's offering to coach you, well, who's coaching you? Right? Chet has been my coach over the years. Are people coaching you? Do you have truth tellers? Listen, the more successful you get, the more yes men and yes women you might be tempted to get around you that never argue, never question. Do you think that that's going to help you out? No. I want to know in the back room if something doesn't look good rather than, oh, it looks great. And then on the front stage, it's like, oh my gosh, right? Make sense? So here's what I would do. What are your blind spots and how will I close these gaps? Folks, this is the first step to get more clients. If you truly want more clients, you need to say, am I showing up, filled up wherever I go? And what are my blind spots and how am I going to close those gaps? Ready? For the next one, here we go. Become believable. Ouch. I shared a version of this with our private coaches the other day. Not quite as in depth as I went the other day, but some of them said that they wanted this shared with other people because they thought it was helpful. Become believable, sing your own song. What do I mean by that? Folks, some of you know my story. I was certified on this one guy's content when I first started. I was so nervous. I had piles of his binders right on 23 and 270, and I walked in with an oversized suit, and I had all my binders, and I was so scared. And the gentleman, I got a showing with him because a friend was nice to me, and I was fumbling and messing up and dropping binders, and it was a mess. And he didn't hire me, okay? And I went to Chet, and Chet's like, Chet uses some colorful language, okay? He's like, why are you carrying those something binders, okay? He's like, when I go talk to a client, I bring a white piece of paper, and I listen. And I was like, oh, man. And I show up that way now. I might bring my laptop in case they ask questions and I need to refer to something, but I show up without an agenda. Make sense? So you got to sing your own song. So what does that mean? That means, oh, ouch, ouch. You guys said you wanted more clients. Do you really want more clients? Here we go. What agreements have I made that I'm not fulfilling? These are integrity gaps. Folks, if you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, I'll tell you what. You know. Who cares if other people don't know? I told this story before. Maybe you heard me say it. It was at the Igniting Souls conference. Someone, they weren't a speaker, but someone had just gone up on stage, and I was sitting next to them. And when they walked up, their phone that was left on the table buzzed, and it had in the little corner, because I was nosy, I don't know, it buzzed, and I was looking, but it had 27,000 unread messages. You know how like it's got the little red thing that pops up? And immediately I said, I'll never do business with that person. Now, why? Well, gee, Carrie, you're rude. You're a judge. You know, what's up with you, man? 27,000 unread messages, and oh, let me partner with you. You see what I'm saying? What that person has created is an agreement, for whatever reason, that they don't check or follow up or filter or delete their emails. And do you guys want to go into a game with somebody on the fourth quarter? You're on the field. You've put all your chips on this person, and you don't get follow-up. What do you think? No. So here's what I'm saying. Unbelief has an odor, and other people can smell it. Ouch. You agree? When you and I make agreements, like if somebody comes up to me and Dow, this happens, right? Where someone comes up to you and says, Dow, we should do lunch, right? Somebody ever says that? If somebody ever says that to me, I know I sound like an idiot when I say this, but if somebody says, hey, we should do lunch, either A, I know it fits my opus, and if you're wondering what my opus is, what the heck is he talking about, go to carryoverburner.com/opus, O-P-U-S. It's the whole life plan that God and I have created together, and he can interrupt at any time he wants. But for the most point, it helps me with decisions. So if somebody comes up and says, we should do dinner, I either say, you know what, we absolutely should. Let's get that on the calendar right now. Or I say, you know what, I'm unable to do that. I'm just at a time in my life where I can't do that, and I apologize. But maybe there's another way that we can get together. Let's think through that right now. What do you think that does to people, besides freak them out?
Gives them a clear definition of who you are.
Okay.
Gives them clarity.
Do you think that that's even selling? Absolutely. Absolutely. When you partner up with someone or you get in their space, you begin to see how they run their lives. You think I've picked up clients even from that? Yeah. But here's what I hate. Hey, we should do lunch sometime. Yeah, we should. Okay. I mean, right? How many times does that happen?
A lot.
What that does, I'll tell you what that does. From a productivity standpoint, what do you think that does? You forgot, but what didn't forget? Your subconscious. And you're thinking, oh, I'm such a bad friend. You know, so-and-so said we should do lunch, and I said we should. And what it does is it begins to lower your game. Do you want to do business with someone who says what they do and do what they say? Absolutely. And when they don't, which they will fail, what do you want someone to do? When they bomb, when they mess up, what do you want them to do? Apologize. Own it, right? I mean, that is how you get more clients. When a client says, you know what, Chris, for example, let's say you're doing a proposal. This, by the way, put an expiration date on your proposals. A business wants to do a proposal. Don't write up a proposal and say, hey, say at the end, this proposal expires February 15th at 3:58 p.m. Eastern. What do you think that does? And what happens if they then email you the Monday after? Forget them? The price doubles? Triples, okay. See, I went doubles. He's like, no, triples. I like that. But do you see what I'm saying, guys? So here's the question. You ready for the homework? What agreements have you made with yourself that you're not fulfilling, and give yourself the gift of dumping it? If that dude's email has 27,000 unread emails, you know what? He should just start over. Don't listen, right? It would take you 10 lifetimes to respond to everybody. So you know what? Say, do over. I'm done. I got to restart my email. And then put an autoresponder. Thanks for emailing me at this new email address. If you sent me an email in the past, I apologize. I was not able to, there was a technological glitch. Whatever, okay? That's called me, all right? Dump, delegate, and do. Dump it, delegate it, or do it. Do not put the fourth D, which is delay. Delay will kill you. That's what most of us do. Most of us delay decisions. And what happens is it takes up our productivity and creativity. Because we think, I should do that, I should do that, I should do that. People say, how are you so creative and you don't do drugs? No, I'm kidding. Why do they say that? Because I try to have zero static, zero undealt tasks. It probably actually annoys people. When you really get close to me, I'm like, what's the decision on that? Like, are we in or are we out? I hate it when I just, let's talk about it again. Well, it's 3 weeks. Let's talk about it again. Let's talk about it again. That is not a path for success. All right, let's go to number 3. Be intentional about where you go. Greg came today. Greg said, I'm coming. And he said it was tough to come today. He was intentional about coming here. Not everyone or everything deserves your energy. Here's something I'm doing on Facebook that works really good. You ready? On Facebook ads. Oh, I love this. You ready for it? It takes you 1 second. You ready for this? Someone who hates your Facebook ads, they will lay into you. They will light you up sometimes. And all I do is I put question mark. Reply question mark. That's it. Is this true, Erica? Have you seen me do this? All right, because listen, a hater hates that. If some hater is just ripping you to shreds and, well, you know, my uncle did something like that and blah, 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 and you just type a question. Either A, they shut up, or B, they go on another rant, or C, they clarify. And I try to be really nice on Facebook ad comments. I really do. If something is not for somebody, I always say best wishes, or somebody said somebody else ripped them off. I said, hey, I apologize that happened to you. I'm really sorry to hear that. Like, do you think that that's selling? Do you think other people are reading the way you respond? Do you think that that's actually the secret for Facebook ads? Is that they're watching how you respond? Ouch. So when you're spending money on Facebook ads, you think you're selling people, when in reality, all the creepers are watching how you respond to the crazy person who's, you know, trying to crucify you, right? Can we wait till the end? Or is it quick? Is it quick?
Real quick, yeah, I saw that recent one.
Come on up, come on up, come on up. Just because I was going to call you up, but you're on crutches, so I'm like, I'm not calling you up because you'd be mad at me. But come on up. So I appreciate that. Come on up here. All right. So, let me help you out. You good? All right, there we go. So talk to me. What happened? Someone was mean?
Yeah, someone was mean to you on an ad for the six whatever.
Yeah.
And I happened to see it.
Yeah.
And it was current.
Yeah.
And so I saw his agitation. I said, you know, I was in your place a couple years ago. I didn't know if he was for real. I fully understand your need for integrity, but I can tell you, blah, 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 blah.
Cool.
He's a man of integrity. And I jumped in, and I'm so glad I did something like that.
Awesome.
I said, but you do what you need to do.
Very cool.
And then you had either not seen my comment, but I thought I would give you a little help.
Yeah.
But and you did exactly what you just did. You blessed him like, hey, you know, it may not be for you,
Cool.
blah, 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 whatever, but you responded
Fantastic.
and cut it off.
Awesome. Thank you
So-
very much for doing that too, by the way. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help
You're
you off
welcome.
here.
Thank you. Yeah, my left leg is.
Your left leg's bad. Okay. You got it? Are you sure you got it? Maybe we need some. All right. Are we good? Okay, look at her. Thank you very much. All right, awesome. Let's give her a hand. Yeah. So listen, that goes back to the point, though, that everyone's watching. If you respond back defensive and like, well, who does this guy think he is? Because people are watching him attack me. They're also watching how you respond. Make sense? Awesome. And social media is amazing for that. Where am I going that is barren wastelands and dead ends? Has anyone kept going to a place that is barren land, barren wastelands and dead ends? Anybody? Yeah. How many used to work at a place like that? Don't raise your hand. Don't raise your hand. But you know what I'm saying, right? So why do we keep going there? Somebody once said that you can't make a duck an eagle or something like that, right? You can't make a duck an eagle. Some of us try so hard, and we're like, oh, I want this person to succeed, or I want this place to succeed, and you spend decades and decades and decades, and really, you need to be intentional about where you go. There's an ancient principle. My favorite teacher said it, shake the dust off your feet at times if they're not getting it. Make sense? All right, let's go to our next one. Speak with an edge. This is hard for some of you. Some of you have an edge all the time. All right? What do I mean when I say speak with an edge? It's not be a jerk. It's not be a jerk. It says, I'm going to ask you to actually date and sign this today. I'm going to ask some of you to make a commitment to start trusting your gut. Some of you are not getting clients because you're using anesthesia with your words. For example, let's say Erica, I see that I could really help her. Okay, or no, let's say Erica can help me. Let's say Erica can help me. And she comes up to me and says, hey, Carrie, I used to have this problem too, so I don't mean anything by it, but, you know, I saw this thing, but at the end of the day, how many of us don't even know what someone's saying because they use so much anesthesia, right? This is me. This is me before. A people pleaser, right? I'm like, well, you know, hey, this could be, maybe it's me, maybe I'm not accurate, you know, maybe I'm not seeing the truth here, maybe I have maybe it's me. And then at the end of the day, you didn't even speak truth, okay? When Chet called me out, when I was back at my day job, and he said to me, "You can't take the ring and stay in the Shire," and then said, "Bye," and hung up on me. Do you think that hurt? That was truth, and Chet uses the word searing truth. Some of the time, we need to not use any anesthesia, and that's actually what's going to get the client. Do you think C-suite level people are used to everybody not speaking the truth to them? Absolutely. The reason why they want you as a coach is because you're going to show them the mirror. So if you don't show them the mirror, you actually lose the gig. Make sense? All right. Now, you got to know your client. You know, you don't want to make people cry all the time. I'm not talking about that, right? And sometimes you got to say tough things, and you got to use a little anesthesia, especially if you don't know the I'm saying use emotional intelligence, but I just know, well, I'll tell you what. Can I share an example of how this happened this week? You guys ready? This week, somebody who wants to be known as a corporate coach in the tribe, I blocked out his name, all right, put on Facebook, "Wow, Frank's Car Wash has really gone up in price. Any other suggestions in the Lexington blank area?" Now, no judgment to this guy. If I didn't care about him, I wouldn't have said anything. But I'm thinking, I just talked with this dude, and he wants to be a corporate coach. And he's posting on Facebook how Frank's Car Wash has gone up in price. Is there a problem here? What do you guys think? Yes. But isn't this what we do? We say, well, none of my clients check social media. Yeah, they do. Those are actually probably most of your clients. So what did I do? I said to myself, God, what do I do in this situation? Because trust me, I got my own blind spots, okay? So I go to this person. You guys want to see what I said? See what he said? You want to see this? I think it's fun, but if you don't want to see it, we'll skip. You want to see it? All right. So I blocked him out. Tough love as a coach. Does this post on social media fit the brand you want to create as a corporate coach? All right, 11:51. When did he respond? The next minute he responds, "You're an idiot, Carrie." No, what did he respond? It's down. And then I said 1 minute later, "Looking out for you, I believe in you." Do you see what I'm saying? This isn't like, oh, I'm better than you. I believe in you. Use the filter on all your posts. What am I trying to communicate with my brand? Then he said, "Yes, sir. Again, thanks. That's why I love being connected to you." How soon did he get his paying coaching client? The next day. I did not make this up. This is called Slack. I did not fabricate this. Monday, February 4th is up there, and I just secured my first clients. You guys think this stuff works? Do you think that his client who sees that Frank's Car Wash is too much would have been like, oh, well, let me hire that guy? You see what I'm saying? Guys, we do that. Watch what the words are that you use. I'm not saying be fake, but I'm saying what words are you using, because it is communicating something. Make sense? All right. And you might say, well, Carrie, you're reading way too much into social media. I mean, you really are, man. Well, listen, I'll tell you what. I've seen people on one webinar say that they want to, do this and do that and fly there and do this. And I've seen him the next day post, "Hey guys, does anybody have extra sand, that they have in their yard that I can use because I'm short a bag?" Okay, listen, Menards has it for $250. You just killed your brand, $20,000 worth on the webinar you did for $2.50. Does this make sense? I'm saying I care about your brand. I care about your brand. David cares about your brand. Oh, here's another one. These are fun. I like these. We just got to do these. This was just this week, okay? This is the last 2 weeks. Here's a guy. All right, we got to go quick. Here's a guy who says standard email. This is classic. Didn't even care about me. I don't even know him that well. I finally got a book published by blank. It's a fable about truth. It's a fable about truth. Anyway, I think you'll like it, and the idea is to pass the book along to a friend. It's an invitation about a conversation about God. To get the book momentum, if you haven't already, would you please consider buying it? I would love to hear what you think about it, and then the links. Okay? Now, I was so tempted just to hit delete and be like, I don't want to get involved. I don't even know this person that well. But then I'm like, I got to help this person. I got that coach in me where I'm like, this person is killing themselves with book marketing. And that was me. This is me years ago. Sending random emails to people. Oh, can you please buy my book? Oh, can you please do a 5-star review? And listen, all I'm saying is I couldn't help myself, guys. I couldn't. So I respond back, congrats on publishing the book. Does that sound nice? Yeah. You've done a ton of work and you should be proud. Does that sound nice? Because I care about you and your success, I'll shoot straight. One book sale from me isn't going to move the needle. And your publisher, crossed out their name, certainly isn't going to help you with marketing your book. If you want to give your book the best chance of success, you need a proven process. Watch the free webinar here, and if you're really serious, buy the course at the end. If I didn't care, I would have deleted the email. Since I do care and I've heard so many good things about you, I'm sharing a real solution. Remember, you're the one who reached out to me. Best wishes, whatever you choose. Now, what do you think his response was? Thanks? Sale? Swearing? What do you think? This is interesting, isn't it? Isn't this interesting? LOL. I really appreciate your reply. I'll look into it. Which says what to me, right? I mean, I don't know what it says, right? But I'll tell you what, if I wrote a dude who knew book marketing and he shared a solution, what would I be doing if I really cared about my book? Exactly. So here's the point. I hope he gets solutions from me or somebody else. But the reality is that probably, if the odds are true, he's just going to do massive relational damage. And I've seen author after author after author do this because they don't understand book marketing or business marketing that David helps with. Make sense? I wrote this on my Facebook today. I don't think a lot of people liked it, but most people don't want advice. They want an audience. Do you agree with that? Most people do not want advice. And so I got to learn better not to respond to those emails, okay? But I just say I really care about the dude, and I know some people who care about the dude, and that's why I took the time to write that. So here's number 5, sow seeds of value. We're going to wrap this up here in about 12 minutes, so hang with me. Sow seeds of valuable. I see people all the time that say, I want visibility, I want visibility, I want visibility. I want views, I want views, I want views. Be valuable, then visible. If you are valuable, people will want you around. They will keep hiring you. They will keep asking for help. Make sense? All right, you might say, well, what are my action items there? Ask yourself, what value am I creating and how am I distributing it? What value am I creating and how am I distributing it? Make sense? Has this been helpful so far, you guys? Okay, because this is the first time I've ever taught it in this situation. I only shared it with our private coaches the other day. I'm experimenting a little bit. All right, so today's session was this much. Those of you who know our programs, you know we have like this much, okay? We have so much training. I tell people all the time who say, I can't afford it. I say, you can't not afford it. You know what I'm saying? Literally. You cannot not afford the next step. And so I'm going to share some next steps here really quick. Today was an event. I'm thrilled you all came. Some of you know this slide. Maybe you made a decision today. Maybe I motivated you. Maybe it's a calendar issue that you had to, by the way, I take all that seriously. Like you said yes to yourself today. And that is awesome. Okay, so first of all, thanks for being here. Guest, a few guests. Awesome. I'm so glad you're here. By the way, we got a free book for you too. Okay? Awesome. So first time guests. But here's what you need to really grow. It's like you can't say, I'm working out in 2019. And then you say, cool, what's your plan? I worked out on January 5th. Okay, so what's your plan? I worked out on January 5th. I came to the Igniting Souls Fellowship on February 13th. That's my goal. That's my plan to grow my business. Look, guys, processes mature people. A lot of these people in the room, they are rock stars, superstars. They're in the game. They are going through the content. I just saw Pat Gano's video as an 83-year-old on Facebook with 3,500 views the other day. Is that pretty cool or what? Is that cool? So I don't want to hear, well, I'm too old, I'm too young, I don't know enough, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I don't even know how to work this thing. I'm doing it. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And your book, The 5 Languages of Heaven? Awesome. Awesome. Fantastic. So, clarity, as I said before, clarity comes with action. I got 3 action steps. You guys want to know the 3 action steps? Besides all the homework I gave to you today, David, can you grab these sheets from Erica? Erica, can you hand those to David? Oops. Thank you for doing that. So here's one of the steps, a master level coach. So some of you right now are saying, I need a coach. I need a one-on-one coach. If that's the case, go to this link, carryoverburner.com/master-level-coaching. Take a picture, or Erica, share that. Some of you right now are saying, I want to join the team, Carrie. Fine, get certified on your secret name, Deeper Path, or Day Job to Dream Job. Just by filling out the application, we'll get a one-on-one coach to chat with you and see if it's a good fit. These 2 are encouraged but optional, okay? Number 3, not optional. Igniting Souls Conference. Folks, you who are in the room especially, we literally have people that are taking 26 hours worth of flights to come in October. And you guys are coming from Johnstown, okay, or Delaware. So all I'm saying is our tickets are over halfway full already. And here's Kim, who said, I came to ISC discouraged and empty. The speakers were awesome. The new friendships meant even more. I'm leaving filled up. Like, this is an event, Igniting Souls, where if you choose to sign up today, I know most of you have already signed up, but if you choose to sign up today, lifetime access to our private coaching group. So this isn't just, hey, I attend a conference in October. There's a reason why we want you to get your ticket today. Number 1, so you don't miss it, because it's sold out the last 4 years in a row. It's at Hilton Polaris. Number 2, so that you can be connected to our family, our tribe, because everybody who gets a ticket gets added to the Igniting Souls tribe, which is our private community. There's no spammers, no takers. Everyone's a giver. It's an amazing family that's global. And then number 3, we actually have a bonus that we're going to give you guys today for you who sign up. The theme this year, I'll share it one more time here. This is kind of new stuff. It's called Your Next Best Step. Your Next Best Step. So many times you go to conferences and you're like, wow, I drank out of a fire hydrant. I don't even know how to apply this stuff. The whole conference is geared for what is your step and how can we help you take that next step. The people that we have coming are truly amazing. This is this year's theme. We have a lot of branding that's gone out. We're bringing the person who you see on that stage, okay? So, yes, she speaks to 25,000 people, and then she speaks to us too. And I mean that because she doesn't take a lot of gigs. She doesn't take a lot of gigs in Columbus, Ohio, okay? Carrie Wilkerson is coming, and she is legit. She's got a cool name, by the way. Okay. But she is a girl. See, I got a girl's name. But Carrie Wilkerson is amazing. If you don't know her story, she was known as the Barefoot Executive because she had to leave corporate and run her family. And if you've seen before and after pictures, not that the physical matters ultimately, but she will tell you, because I've heard her share this, she was hiding. And, you know, she has before and after pictures meaning like she looks like a different person. Like you will not recognize her because she found belief, and she is going to share about clarity, and she helps women especially. But and that's why we are highlighting the woman keynote speaker this year. But she's going to be our keynote, and she is so thrilled. The dates are October 25th through the 27th. You can get your ticket today at super early bird rate. In addition to that, we're throwing in for everybody, even of you who already have your ticket, we're going to give you guys a special training about self-image and how we often sabotage our self-image. This is, I believe, a 75-minute training, and you're going to learn how and why you don't outperform your self-image. How if you think you're a 2, you're never going to get the results of a 9 or 10. You'll keep self-sabotaging. You're going to understand a powerful tweak that will increase your clients and cash flow. It's all tied to self-image. And you're going to understand a 3-step process to stop sabotaging your success once and for all. This bonus is available till tonight. So if you get your conference ticket today in this room or online, we're going to give you this special training as well, and you'll get your ticket secured. Tickets are 4 meals, okay? All the sessions. We have VIP options. We have regular options. Folks, this is 3 days of transformation. We have special hotel rates. A lot of times people share a room with a roommate, that type of thing. We put an ironclad guarantee. Who does that? Who says at a live event, come Friday, come Saturday, eat our food, and if by 5 p.m. Saturday you are not blown away and it was not 10 times worth the cost of admission, see me and we'll write you a check. We'll take your materials and we'll hand you a check and say, thanks for coming. We'll still be friends and we'll send you on your way. That's how much we believe in this event, that it changes people's lives. This is at the Hilton Polaris. Again, I see people all the time. But Carrie, you know, this one guy, right? But Carrie, I can't afford your book marketing. You've already written the book. You've already invested in it. And now you're not marketing it the right way. Well, he can't afford not to grow. So we're going to end here with, it's literally 2 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions about coaching? Yes.
You showed us a great example of how...
Come on up. Yeah. Just for our people here.
So you showed us a great example of how to respond to people and make sure that you're always giving value when
Yeah.
you're responding to that email. I find for myself that I can be a good truth teller. Yeah, he laughs. And also that many times when I'm asked, I'm willing to. And so that means that I'm giving value,
Yeah.
but I'm also taking time.
Yeah.
So how do you make that differentiation?
Yeah.
And I understand Opus, and I have
Mhm.
mine, and it normally does fit in with
Right.
Opus. But how do you
Yeah.
clarify that?
So Greg's an example. I mean, we got an example in the room. Is it Greg, by the way? Yeah. Awesome. I've been calling you Greg all day, so I thought I better make sure it's Greg. So Greg private messaged us. I don't know how he heard about it, but he private messaged us and said, here's my phone number, can we talk? So what was my response? You know my response.
I already know it. Yeah.
So my response was, love to meet, come to the fellowship, and let's chat. Dude came. I love the guy now. Okay, so he's got a free book. We're going to chat after. I do have a webinar, so I can't chat all day. But that's the point. What you guys need to do, what did I tell the guy? Did I say, hey, I'll call you and we'll talk book marketing? So what you need to do is, if you get the question a lot, which I know you guys do, you guys get questions that repeat. Is this true? Jeff Elder's always going to get a question, what should I put on my website? How should I automate my business? How should I build a funnel? The really smart people that are out there that value their time, and by the way, clients pay for your time if you value your time. So some of you are losing clients because you're like, oh, sure, let's talk. Oh, let me pick your brain. Oh, I'll meet with you. Oh, let's do that. When it comes time for you to say your rate, they're like, I just got 3 hours free at Starbucks. What are you talking about? Why would I pay for this? What you need to do then is you need to create trainings or pathways. You might say, I get this question a lot. I recorded a 10-minute screencast on this topic, and if after watching this you would like more help, please book a session for my paying clients. That, my friends, is genius. You weren't a jerk. You created a 10-minute video that's used and used and used, and then it's on them if they book. Does this make sense? You in the room right here, my friend, right here. Tell me your name again. Yeah. Greg. Shut up. Didn't you and your wife book an Igniter session with me? Okay. Awesome. We'll talk about that in a second because I want to use that as an illustration. Does that answer your question?
Yes. How about incoming emails? How do you know when to delete or respond?
Yeah.
Like that one.
I'm not a woman, so I don't know. So nobody's emailing me because they want to date me or something. I know some women get that, though. Seriously. Some women get that, and like that I'm glad I don't even have to deal with, okay? Because do you have to deal with that?
Yeah, I get them on LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn, right. So we're talking about someone who really sounds like they need a question answered.
Like the one that you
Yeah.
just showed us a little bit ago.
What I would do is I would sit down and create buckets and say, the incoming emails, what buckets are they being put into?
Like they were asking you to purchase a book.
Okay.
So
They're asking you to purchase a book. Say, you know what? I will click look inside and read. This is what I would say. If it's someone I have a relationship with, that's one. If it's a stranger who's like, can you read my book and buy my book? And like, is that spam? What do you think? That's spam. You didn't ask for it, and someone's just trying to randomly copy, paste. You don't even have to respond. You don't even have to respond. Because they don't even care about you. They're wanting something from you. Does this make sense? Now, if someone's like, hey, Renee, I saw your video the other day. I absolutely get that comparison thing. You know what? I've written a book on the topic as well. Like, okay, now we're different. Now it's someone who's watching your content, but you still, if you get this question a lot, create buckets. Make sense? Okay. All right. Awesome. Good to see you. All right. We're out of time, but all I'm saying is, do you guys feel like you have some tips? You feel like you got some strategies? Okay. I want to hear just from a couple people, just like literally 60 seconds. You get 10 seconds. What's one thing you learned? Just shout it out. One thing you learned. Look at your notes. This is good education. What'd you learn? Just a 10-second response. What would you... Keep your branding consistent on social media. Okay. Awesome. Next person. Speak with an edge. Ouch. All right, good. Yes.
Make sure you have pathways for your VPS.
Pathways for your VPS, products and services attached. Next person. Be believable, which means that you're going to what? Speak your truth. All right. And if you have agreements that are unmet, you what do? You do, delegate, or dump. Okay, awesome. Next person. Clarity. Awesome. Next person. Yes.
Define my role and what is the thing that
Only you can do. Awesome. What are people asking you to do? And I'd love to hear people on Facebook and wherever they're watching it share as well. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Next month we're going to have another fantastic new teaching, and the goal is that you guys become souls on fire even a little bit more. I hope to see you all at the conference and you online as well. Take care, everybody. Awesome. Thank you. Cool. Greg, thanks for being here, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.